Hey guys, welcome to episode 27 of AnnieWood. It's my favorite place in California and on earth. AnnieWood, California. It's like regular California, except the children are safe. We keep them safe here. If you don't know who I am, if you're just tuning in for the first time, my name is Annie Lederman. I am a stand-up comedian. You have seen me on several different TV shows. I was on Chelsea Lately. I was on David Spade's show, Lights Out. I was on the show Girl Code. I had my own show on E! You definitely didn't see that one.
She was the voice of the most highest grossing video game of all time.
I was the voice of Cheryl on Grand Theft Auto. Me and JB Smoove have a radio station on there. You have seen me featured on the Comedy Store documentary on Showtime.
So if you like the show, just give it a like and subscribe, guys. If you're vibing it, if you're feeling like, oh, this is a cool vibe, I like this. I've never seen this before. I've never really been to a place quite like AnnieWood, then then.
But we have
subscribe.
fun here. This is my sweet, loving, wonderful producer / boyfriend. We love each other. We have a dog that's very cute. He's something. We have an exciting show today with one of my really good friends, Josh Wolf, who's a hilarious comedian, and I used to do a bunch of those TV shows with him as well. And so we have a really fun time. I also am doing a live stand-up tour called Welcome to AnnieWood Tour. You can see me tomorrow night, Friday and Saturday, in Raleigh, North Carolina at the Improv, May 12th and 13th. I'll be in Baltimore at McGoobies, rhymes with sweet boobies. June 2nd and 3rd. I'll be in Salt Lake City at Wise Guys Comedy Club with Josh Potter. One of my best friends, hilarious Josh Potter. He also will be in Raleigh with me this weekend. I'll be in Salt Lake City, June 9th and 10th. San Antonio, Texas, June 23rd and 24th. I'll be in Calgary with Andrew Schultz at a festival, August 27th. I also have some other sneaking dates in there. One is in Philadelphia. I don't know when the tickets go on sale, but check my website. I will be in Austin, Texas. Tickets are already on sale at the Vulcan Gas Company, October 6th and 7th. So go to annielederman.com/shows to get tickets to all of those. I can't wait to see you. New merch, a lot of cool stuff happening.
Welcome to AnnieWood.
I always love your sunglass game, by the way.
Oh, I brought you. These are for you.
Did you not like what do you think about the ones that I was wearing?
I liked yours too, but I wanted, those are like Nirvana ones that you have.
Yeah.
Well, I just thought of you with these.
I love these.
They're blue blockers.
Oh, those are great.
Do you like them?
Yeah.
You don't have to keep them, but
I
you
do.
always give me sunglasses, so I wanted to repay
Do I
you.
get to keep these?
Yeah.
Fuck yeah, I'm going to keep these.
And they're blue blockers, which, by the way, blue blocker, you're overpriced. Those were not cheap.
But we'd like you to sponsor the podcast.
But also, will you sponsor the pod? I want Louis Vuitton too. I have Tom Fords and Louis Vuittons. I can't give you those.
I love, by the way, those shades are ridiculously
I bought them
great.
immediately. Remember, we walked by the store. I was like, and they're mine.
Those are ridiculously great. I love your attire when you're hopping on stage now.
I said this last night on stage. I had time off because I had my cluster headaches. I was so grateful when I was getting ready for performing, or maybe I didn't, maybe I just said it on, we were doing a live on the way in. But I was like getting my outfit together. I was like, oh, this is so fun. Like, this is so crazy that every night I get to like put on my like costume and go in, paint my abs on and shit. I should have painted my abs on, but I didn't.
You know, I have started, so as you can tell by what I wore into the studio today.
Yeah.
I really have started to get like, just be like, I'm gonna wear this.
Oh,
I
cool.
bought fur coats.
Yeah.
But
Yes.
like, I was so stuck in this jeans and a t-shirt uniform
And that's
on
not
stage.
what you are. That's not who you are.
I'm a little further out there.
Yeah.
And I've really recently started to I bought these leopard pants.
Oh, I like that.
Annie, I wore them at my show in Nashville.
People loved them.
I wear them sometimes, leopard pants with a tux jacket, a white tux jacket.
Mm-hmm.
Get the f out of here. And we go out in Vegas and just chill.
You're in Vegas now. Just be Vegas. Be as Vegas as you can be.
I have a residency there on Mondays.
Oh my God. Where?
At Kimmel's.
Okay.
And so we're like trying to shape what the show is. I'm doing an audition for acts that were too weird to be on the Vegas Strip.
Oh, I love it. You're gonna have your own ding dong show.
Oh, it's gotta be amazing. But I can't wait because the guy was like, you can do whatever you want.
Yeah.
And so I'm just it's gonna be stand up, but it's gonna be more of a show and fun and funny.
Yeah.
And so like I want people to come and
have
just
a good time.
That's it.
It's Vegas,
That's it.
baby.
That's it.
Yes. We love Vegas. We got to come visit you.
We would love that. Should
We
we
never
take some
hung out with you
mushrooms?
guys. Yeah. I mean, I might have to have a little more break of mushrooms because I was taking them for the cluster headaches and they weren't helping the cluster headaches. I was just like, while tripping, like,
No.
Yeah.
You know, you're the only person that I can talk to about the cluster headaches.
I know Josh also, by the way, this is Josh Wolf, one of my
Hi.
favorite comedians,
Hi,
favorite
hi, hi, hi.
friends. We used to do Chelsea Lately together.
Yep.
We have done a bunch of stuff together.
Yeah.
Did you ever do Spade?
Yeah. Did
With
we do
me?
it together? We did maybe
That's what
one
I-
show together.
Yeah. They've messed up. They should have
yeah.
put us together.
Yo, by the way, that show was so much fun.
It's so annoying that they canceled it. It was like their last hope to me.
But like, I understand canceling it because of COVID and money, but why not just, it was doing so well, why not bring it back? Or
It was so good.
And what Netflix did to it was the
Netflix is so
fucking-
funny.
Spade was so good at what he.
It was perfect. It was so good. It was so fun.
Yeah.
It was like, yeah,
I love those panels though.
they were so fun.
In general, I don't know why another network, I guess I get scared, but if you get 3 funny people and give them some funny things to talk about, for me, like when I used to do that show, that Control Chaos show,
Mm-hmm.
to me, the trick to those 3 people is just make sure they kind of know each other,
Yeah.
because then they can not only riff on the topic, but on each other.
And you just know each other's cadences
Yes.
and stuff. I remember they put me with Bobby Lee like really early on when I didn't know him. And he was so mad at me afterwards, like screaming at me. And you know what, if you've done Tiger Belly where Bobby goes like,
Mm-mm.
I've been mad at you. You're like, you've been mad? We've been in a fight? What are you talking about? Our whole friendship? But he was mad at me because I like interrupted him with, I forgot that, or I didn't know yet that Bobby would like do a thing. And then his punchline would basically be like the way he looked at the camera.
Yeah.
So he'd be done talking and I'm like, time to talk. And he's like still trying to look at the camera.
He's like Debbie Downer from that SNL sketch. The joke doesn't happen until she goes, wah, wah.
But it was like his thing he would do.
I will tell you, I learned more about comedy timing and what's actually funny from doing those panels and watching people. So there are people like you who can react to what's happening. I'll do my joke if it fits, but if not,
Right.
I'm going to talk about what you just said.
Yeah.
And that's like you're carrying on the funny conversation as opposed to the people who go up with their joke. And you know, sometimes when you're on those panels, like the topic kind of morphs into something else.
Yeah.
And then somebody tries to get their joke
Yeah.
in.
They're
and
like, oh wait, but back to what we were saying before.
Right.
Yeah.
And it showed me, I'm like, oh, so comedy, so much of comedy is being honest in the moment.
Yes.
Like when I was watching you last night at the store, I could see you doing some jokes.
Yeah.
But the honesty in the moment is such a reward for the audience.
Yeah.
And it tricks the audience into thinking that the material isn't material.
Uh-huh.
It's in the moment because you just did 5 minutes of clearly honest in the moment material.
Oh my God.
Do you know what I mean?
The guy in the front row.
The guy
They
in the front
DM'd me.
row
They were
with
good. They were good.
Did they?
Yeah.
That was so fun. Why he should have led with I got her a ring.
There was this guy in the front row.
What the
And they
fuck?
had like a little bottle of champagne. I was like, oh, what are you celebrating? He's like, it's her 40th birthday. I'm like, oh my God, did you get her a present? And he was like, no. I was like, you didn't get her a f***ing present? Like, oh my God, it's her 40th birthday. Why don't you get her a present?
You called him a
I did.
yeah.
Well, I found out that they started dating when he was 19 and she was 17.
Yeah.
And I was like, so you her? That's so messed up. This is like, you kidnapped her.
And then at the end of the set, he was like, well, I got her a ring for her birthday. And you were like, and a trip to LA?
I
Like,
know.
that's the fucking
Why
present.
didn't you tell me?
Yeah, I did love the woman who was like, this isn't champagne, it's Prosecco. And you're
I
like,
was
what
like,
the f-?
What are you
It's
talking
bubbly
about?
wine, right?
I'm like, what's Prosecco? I'm like, that sounds like a lot like champagne.
Yeah.
But also, what am I at a winery? Like, why do I need to know what berries go into things? Like, God.
Have you, when you go on the road and you're doing your set, what percentage do you think is fucking about and what percentage is material? So you're doing an hour.
It depends on the show. Like, some nights I do just like mostly material. I'm not happy when I do that though.
You're not?
Mm-mm.
Are you happy? So I'm with you the same way. Sometimes I'm like, I'm going to stick to the script.
Mhm.
I have to know that I can do that.
Mhm.
And I have to know that I can do that and they're still going to like it.
Yeah. And
You
they
know?
do. They like it. It's just
Yep.
for me, I feel tight. I just like to be loose. So it's about having to figure out, because I want to do a special soon. I have never done a special.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like, how do I don't want to film a tight set. There's no reason for me to do that. I
Well-
don't want to film like where I feel tight. I mean,
Yeah.
it can be like tight jokes, but it's like, so now I want to film it in the fall. So now like this time until then is about me figuring out how I can be open within the structure of a joke.
Well, I think the way to do that is
Mushrooms.
mushrooms. By the way, I love going on stage on mushrooms.
Really? Like micro or macro?
Oh, what do you call 1.5 to 2 grams?
I call that a regular dose.
Yeah. So that's what I'll take.
You're
1.5 to 2.
For a headlining set or a short set?
Yes. So in the headlining set, like what I like to do is eat them on stage, because I'm like, if you're there, I want you to see the mushrooms and I want you to watch the evolution.
Right. Yeah.
Like, to me, that's kind of fun.
Yeah.
Right.
Because they don't know whether we're lying or not either.
That's the other
People
thing.
will be like, were you making up this? I was like, oh, no, I wasn't lying about that at all.
I was just at the Nashville Comedy Festival. Don't mean to brag.
Heard of it? Me neither.
But I love watching Big J do crowd work.
Yes.
You know why I love it? He's not, you know what I mean by crowd work comics. Some are true crowd work comics where they
Mhm.
take what's in front of you and they work on whatever that
Yep.
is tonight. And some people have their
Stock jokes they're
Their
trying to
crowd
get
work,
to.
Big J is right off the top,
Yeah.
right? And no lines that he won't cross. And him and Bobby Kelly do a crowd work show together, right? And so I wanted to go see it and I wanted to be on mushrooms. So I ate like 1.5, 2 grams and I'm cracking up and I'm in the back. And Brian Dorfman, who owns Zany's, he was like,
Mhm.
hey, you and Killer Bees, who's just like this old time Southeastern comic. Like he could sell a gazillion shows in Nashville. He may not be able to sell one at the Ice House, but you get him the Southeastern part of the country, one of those dudes, right? Older guy, legend. And he goes, why don't you guys go on stage together and do some crowd work? And I was like, hey, dude, I'm
I'm
on mushrooms.
a little gone.
I just want to let you know when I'm on mushrooms, nobody else gets a chance to talk.
Yes.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like, I know he and I are supposed to be up there together, but this is going to be bad.
Yeah.
Because he's high on weed.
And it's not necessarily a mixing.
Right. And
But do you feel, so you have trust in yourself on mushrooms that it's going to land? Or do you feel like the experience, regardless of what happens, is going to be an interesting enough experience that you
Yes.
feel like people got their show?
yes. And I also am confident enough in myself as a performer where I know that right around 2 grams, I can still, it's going to be weird, but I'm going to still be out there taking some swings.
Yeah.
And you know what else? Like, and I think I've decided that I think my Friday night late shows from here on out are going to be shroom shows.
I think it's important to have one show that you do something in. Because
Yeah.
I was thinking maybe I do want to do one that's just like my last show is maybe just crowd work or whatever. Because it's like, I need that for myself. I need that release, you know? It's like,
Yeah.
I think I'm always struggling between like coming from the inside out or like worrying about the outside coming in. So it's like, oh, I don't want to like not give people a show. I don't want to.
You know what I would do maybe? This has helped me with actually also with getting new material.
Mhm.
I don't do crowd work because crowd work is really hard to replicate the next day. You can crush, but you got to be in the moment.
Right.
Sometimes a joke you did 20 minutes before helps this one. You can never
Yep.
replicate it, right? But questions, sometimes I do entire shows where I just take questions from the crowd. They lead me to jokes.
Yeah. I've seen like Mark Norman doing
Yeah.
that too. That's
So
a good idea.
It's different than the crowd work because you're not generating it. So your crowd is asking you questions they want to know about you. And a lot of times that leads you back to stories you completely forgot about. Like when I travel with Jacob now.
I know, it's so great. Jacob's his son.
My-
His son, but he's very tall. He
Yeah,
seems like,
he is very
seems like
tall,
his
yeah.
brother.
When I hug him now, I have to get on my tippy toes, which sucks.
He's so tall. It's like, is he still growing?
Andy, if I don't get on my tippy toes, my head tucks into his underarm and it's like we're slow dancing.
He's very handsome. I could see
Yeah.
him being like your
Yeah.
daddy. His dad calling him daddy.
I'm not gonna lie. If he was gay, kind of my type, I guess. Tall, Adam Driver looking. I don't mind that.
I think he's more handsome than Adam Driver, but I do see the
he is a handsome
similarity.
young dude.
Yes, he's so cute.
But we go on, we do a Q&A.
Mhm.
You know, it's just me and him. We just do a 2-man show now.
I love that.
It's the most fun I've ever had. But those Q&As have led me to 20 minutes of material this trip
So
around.
do you make him go out and take the bullet?
So here's what happens.
I know you make him do it. I know you. I know you do.
Here's what happens. The club's like, do you want a host? I'm like, nah, we don't need a host. I go send him out. And so he goes out.
I knew it. It's like torture. It's like being grounded.
Yeah. Oh, you know what else I do to him? Because I like torturing people. We travel together, but I don't let him get his own room. So we've called this tour 1 room, 2 beds.
Oh my God,
he
it's
fucking
so
hates
funny.
it. He sits down on the bed, and whenever he gets up to go to the bathroom, and I'm like, "Are you going to masturbate?" He's like, "Stop it! I don't want to."
You can't jerk off. You need that energy. No jerking off on this trip.
But yeah, it's reinvigorated. I guess I never knew how. And you guys travel together?
Yes, but he got a job.
But I guess I never knew how lonely I was out there.
I mean, you're gonna trigger me, but that's okay. I'm responsible for my own triggers. Todd just got another editing job. Can't go on the road with me until
Congratulations.
November. Yes, very happy for him. I was starting to feel guilty. I literally was like laying next to him in bed thinking,
Wait, you guys lay in the same bed?
can you believe it?
Oh my God.
I know, we kissed too. But so I'm like laying there and I was like looking, I'm like, this is like so unfair to me to drag someone along on this. He doesn't get the glory of like going on stage or anything like that. So I was thinking like, I don't want him to have, because he takes a lot of my stress, you know, and he handles a lot of the work I don't want to do. So I was thinking, I was like, it is like, maybe I got to give him a break. And then the universe
Gave him
a break. I'm happy for him. First time he got a job, I was so sad. I was such a bad girlfriend. I was like, you're going to do a job?
You're going to edit somebody else's stuff?
You're going to work on your own life and creativity?
You don't know how lonely you are.
I know.
Until you're like, somebody's there. Because I convinced myself, well, this is the gig. You go by yourself. You don't talk to somebody. You don't talk to anybody for 12 hours during the day.
If you're lucky.
Yeah. And then
if something goes wrong, you're talking to someone. You're like, oh God, this opener got my number. Oh God, the local opener has my phone number. Dear Lord.
You know what happened to me? So we were traveling and doing some theaters in New Mexico. So driving from theater.
That's so fun, really? Where
So
were
much
they?
fun. Albuquerque, Roswell, Santa Fe.
Were they? That's okay. You went to the Lensic. I'm from, I lived in Santa Fe for 7 years.
I didn't know that.
Okay, wait. So how big are were they big theaters?
Well, Roswell was like a private club.
Cute.
They're not big theaters. I'm not doing anything big right now. Like right now.
He could if he wanted. Killing it.
You know what, Jacob and I in Australia were at this venue. This was right when I was like, oh, people, this is something. Like he and I together. For me, I sold 1,000 tickets one night at this place in Brisbane, Australia. He got a standing ovation when he walked on stage.
That's so cute. What are they watching on YouTube?
I bet you more Facebook now.
Facebook. Okay.
I bet you more Facebook now. You know, when everybody else ran away from Facebook, I leaned in.
Facebook is crucifying me right now.
Are they?
Well, I had a clips guy who posted like my old set from. Actually, I do want to talk about this. This is good. I've never talked about this. But they posted my old set from like 2012.
Yeah.
It's really hard to post a set that things that were funny back then that it's not even like I still like stand by I think I was like 2 years into comedy maybe. I think like I'm proud of where I was at, but it was jokes about, so the jokes were about how I quit drinking. A lot of people quit drinking because they made people feel bad. I quit because I made people feel good.
Yeah. And
then I was like, I can't remember how I worded it, but it was like basically like I went, that I would go, I said I hooked up with like these married dishwashers, como se dice, rock bottom. Okay.
Yeah, I saw that clip.
And people are mad at me because of the adultery. And it's like, first of all, this is a joke that's like, it was like a truth that has nothing to do with a married person or being racist or anything. It's like that I blew up into like a thing that becomes a joke that's like funny for people.
But by the way, como se dice rock bottom is a great punchline.
It's so funny, but I didn't want to just say I hooked up with a dishwasher.
Yeah.
Because that sounds like I'm saying that a Mexican guy is a rock bottom, which is not what I'm saying. I'm alluding to that, but that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying like when you're a waitress and you're the sloppy bitch that hooks up with the kitchen staff, that is a fucking rock bottom.
Without a doubt.
But I'm not far enough in my career at that point to know how to like break open a joke, right? So I'm just doing like setup, punch, setup, punch, setup, punch back then. No crowd work. Like I was very like tight in my jokes. So I added that they were married to make it so that it's not like racist, you know, so it doesn't come off as just racist, which I wasn't what I was meaning it to be anyway.
What are they crucifying you for?
They're like, this is disgusting. These poor women whose husband it's like, I'm not even kidding, Josh. It's like, it's got millions and millions of views. There's thousands of people like, you home wrecking bitch. This dumb slut. First of all, they're like, women are the female comedians these days. Modern comedy's horrible. I'm like, this is 2012, first of all.
Yeah.
And by the way, it was fucking killing in the clip.
Yeah.
People used to love the joke, you know?
It's also a joke, everybody.
It's a fucking joke. And also, like, I have never in my life hooked up with a married guy. I have almost famously never done it. Do you know what I mean? So it's like, but when I look at that, because it was so long ago, I have so much like love for the person I was back then. I'm like, oh my God, I was like struggling a lot, you know, and I was working so hard and I was like really like busting my ass. And I got on this Comedy Central show and it was the first season of Adam Devine's House Party. I did that. And it's just like, I'm proud of who I was, but it's like my marketing people. It's like, we've got to stop putting out jokes from 2012 without saying throwback to 2012 or something. It's like, people don't know. You're sending it to new people and it's not like representative of like who I am now.
Do you know what I did over quarantine, which might be, I don't know if you'd ever be interested in doing this. I took my very first comedy CD and I rewrote every joke.
Oh, I love that. Yeah.
Because I know, I was like, oh, I'm a better comic. Yeah. Not only am I a better comic, but my point of view is different. Like some of the things that I was like, this was the joke. Oh, I don't think like that anymore.
Right.
And I rewrote the joke from a different point of view. And I released it. It was some of my favorite, because then I would say, if the joke was so different, I would tell the old joke first.
Yeah.
And then the new one, just to show people the difference. It was so much fun. And then there were just like certain jokes that I couldn't have gotten away with. Like there was a joke I used to tell that I had no money. So I wanted to go donate sperm. And I didn't know that the application process was so stringent.
You are like sperm shaped.
Yeah, I am. I'm great. Yeah, I am a little top heavy.
Your pecs are really, Josh's body is, and this, I say this with all due respect to his beautiful wife, who I love
Gorgeous,
so much. Yep. You are smoking right now. I mean, not that you weren't always, but you've really, you know, and I'm happy that your neck didn't get thick, so I know you're not on steroids.
No thick neck.
We know he doesn't have shriveled balls. He actually did the work.
Yeah, the balls are extra long at my age. Yep.
He's aging well.
Yeah.
He's aging well. He's doing it.
53.
That's amazing. Yeah.
But Beth
You're like J-Lo.
Beth is like J-Lo.
It's unbelievable.
She's like, because she's older. You know, she's older than me.
No, I did not know that. That's so awesome.
So, by the way, she's only a year older than me.
Oh my God. But I'm 11 years older than him.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I heard last night that was super funny. 11 years.
Yeah.
So because I tease her when she's like, remember this song? I'm like, that was from your era. I don't know, but you guys must.
He knows everything is really weird. And his older brother is 30. So I'm 9 years older than his older brother.
You're almost his mom's age?
No, I'm not even going to lie. I am very close with his parents.
Yeah.
We get along really well.
That's hilarious.
We dance to the same song, you know? We feel the same things on the radio. Okay.
Do you ever make a reference that you're for sure he's going to know? And he's like, I don't have any fucking idea what you're talking about.
It's happened like once. What was it?
Yeah, no, I usually get all her references.
He's friends with 50-year-olds. He's always friends with, like, you are the age of all of his friends.
Oh, we're buddies. All right. Yeah,
it's very weird. It's like people, you know what it is? Todd's a good kid. Like people come around, they go, oh, you're a good kid. I want to hang out with you. It's like.
Jacob gets all the references because of Family Guy.
Oh.
So all 80s and 90s, Seth MacFarlane peppers Family Guy with 80s and 90s references. So movies and songs, he gets all of them.
Do you think that could be it?
Well, I don't know. I wasn't a big Family guy.
It's so sad though to be like, oh my God, do you remember when this Green Day CD came out? And he was like, my favorite color's green. I want green.
Yeah, it's a little. That's when you definitely know. When I do meet and greets, and I'll meet somebody and they're like, "You're my mom's favorite comedian." I'm like, no.
Like, where is she?
Yeah, show me what she looks like. Did
she send you money to buy some fucking merch? Buy at.
Well, Jacob's meet and greet line.
Do you have separates?
So
they're like competing lines.
It's like these young. It's like a young, hot, cool line. And
you're doing like what what's his name does on Barstool by having your son, right? It's like you get like the young Dave Portnoy and Portnoy and right. What is his name? We hung out with Danny.
No.
What the hell is his name? We literally hung out with him the other day.
Did you go on KFC?
I've been on it a million times.
Those guys are my favorite.
I love them.
Those guys are my absolute favorite.
They're fucking gingers too, and they won't admit it. I'm like, you're gingers. Like, we're not. I'm like, you're two gingers. You're literally.
I don't know. Is Kevin a ginger?
Look close.
Really?
Freckles and all. That's a fucking ginge.
I don't think I would like. I think red hair, like in Vegas, I don't see too many redheads. I think probably because of the sun. I think it probably driving into Vegas is probably a sign.
All the cactuses were gingers that tried really hard to live in Vegas.
Meanwhile, by the way, I love living there more than I ever could have imagined.
It's so fun.
You know the thing
Vegas, I mean, take me Vegas. Swallow me whole Vegas.
Do you guys like it?
Oh, we want to get married in Vegas.
Let's do it. We did. Beth and I did. We
I know, it was so cute.
We show you where we had Elvis. He did a bunch of Elvis jokes. He sang some Elvis songs.
I know. We might just do it at a fucking Elvis chapel. Just pack it in.
We will be, or we can also be your witnesses if you just want to drive in the two of you. We're already there.
Well, we want to.
Should we mushroom and when we're getting married?
Todd's already gonna be crying so much.
Yeah.
Todd has the ring in his possession, but we just had to figure out when he's gonna do it. I said that on stage. I'm like, it's like, how do I like let him know what I need without telling him?
Do you have the ring already?
Yeah.
This is not how it's supposed to work.
I know.
Well, he had to borrow some money. Let's just say there was a Zelle that happened.
Yeah.
It's so embarrassing to tell your business manager. To tell your business manager, like, hey, there's going to be a little chunk out.
Yeah, that's hilarious. That adds to the 11.
Guys, support the show, okay?
That
support
adds
the
to
show.
the 11-year difference. You're like, what do you need, buddy? What do you need?
Babe,
you need a little money? You need a little money, buddy?
The age difference thing is so crazy. I never would have in a million years thought I would end up with someone younger than me at all.
He carries himself way older.
I know. He looks like shit.
He carries himself.
He eats junk food so he can rise up to my age, so he can die with me.
That's very nice of you.
He literally just talks about McGriddles.
And drink just to keep up.
How long has it been since you had a drink?
14 years.
That's
14
awesome.
and a half. It's so easy. I feel guilty.
For me too.
I feel guilty. How about you?
I mean, I'll have a celebratory like every now and then. Right?
So unfair.
Like I'll have a
That's so unfair.
I'll have a tequila every
How
now
dare
and then.
you?
Yeah, like
How dare you?
For sure had one in Nashville, a little pop.
Just one?
Just one.
Oh, I'd be bottling. I'd be back with the dishwasher. Oh.
But I was 2 grams in.
Como City's like, oh. How do you like that joke? Facebook? But I was thinking like the demographic on Facebook that they're hitting are people that are like, it's more like people with families, more like the people that follow me on Instagram, like God knows what they are.
That's more my speed though, that middle of the country.
I would love to get those people.
Yeah.
I think that I could connect to them. I think that the clips that have gone out haven't done that for me.
But they can though.
Yeah.
I would just take that one back.
I believe in all vibrations stuff. I know you do too. So
Yeah,
it's like I'm blocking my own true success for some reason, right? Not ready, whatever. I even feel like with the cluster headaches. But you are the only one that understands because all these people are like, you're manifesting them. I'm like, yes, but I manifested them to be so painful.
Yeah. Why would I do that?
And they come every 2 years. I don't know what to do. They're so weird.
You know what though? Like when you say blocking your own success, it's interesting to me. Because what do you consider success? Right?
Selling out.
But
Selling out
if
everywhere
I
I go.
told you 4 years ago, and I'd put you right where you are right now, and I asked you, would you consider that successful?
Yes, but do you know what this is? Do you know what I'm living right now? My 25-year-old manifestations when I first started comedy.
Okay.
I just want to be like on the road. I want to be successful. I want people to know who I am. That's all I want. Now I'm like, no. I want to be selling them all out.
I would tell you this though, and just judging by the success of the podcasts, I know you do sell out shows.
I do sell out a lot of them, yes.
And the money that you're
making. And I gotta be grateful for that. Like I'm being such a little bitch.
Yeah.
And I love them. Even when I do a show and there's like, it's not sold out, I'm so happy with all the people that are there. I love them.
Can I tell you the perspective I walk into every show with? And I sell more tickets now than I ever have in my life, including when I was on Chelsea.
I know, you're killing it.
You know what truly my perspective is? It doesn't matter to me how many people in the audience. Do you know who's on my list of people who I would leave my house to go see? You know how short that list is? So the fact that I'm on anyone's list is so humbling to me.
I'm like,
so
you
amazing.
Left your house.
You left your house.
No, it's
you
so
made
amazing.
plans. You got a sitter to come see me. Yeah, I'm gonna do the fucking show.
And the people that I'm getting to, it's like, they're so good. Like it's exactly what I always dreamed of. It's such a, like, they just connect on the level that
How excited are they when you walk on stage?
They're pretty excited.
I've seen you walk on stage and I've heard the cheers. Those are people who were fucking, when they were driving to that show, dude, they were so psyched to see you.
I know, it's exciting.
So that doesn't escape me. And maybe it's because I'm real old. And so like I've gone through a lot of different
You're not
phases.
real old. He's going to be, wait till this guy's 83 going, oh shit, I thought I was old when I was 53. My dad always says shit like that. My dad remembers, he's like, I remember turning 27 and feeling old. He's like, God damn. He's like, God damn.
Me too. When I was 30, I was like, it's over.
So
fucking, I guess it's over.
He's not 30 yet.
Yeah. You're not 30 yet? Oh,
he's turning 29.
God, 29. But I had 3 kids when I was 29.
Yeah. Who did you see them, bro?
I saw a guy named Mike Binder.
Oh, I know Mikey.
Now, I have to tell you, he's probably 63, 64. It was probably 11:30 at night. It was a crowd full of people 30 and under. And I'm like, how is he going to connect to them? And do you know what? A good joke is a good joke. And it doesn't matter if an 80-year-old tells it or a 10-year-old. But if you can write a good joke, that cuts across. He writes good.
Well, Mike Binder he was a young paid regular. He was like a teen comic at the Comedy Store. And then he left to do
TVs and
movies
movies
and stuff. And then he did the Comedy Store documentary and he was back in.
Yeah, he's touring now. But I was blown away by that.
I haven't seen it, but that's good.
Yeah, dude, because I'm more, that hard joke, that's not in my skill set. That like sitting down and writing that.
Yeah. I feel like I used to always be like that. And I just don't, it was like maybe like the pressure of open mics. There's something about like being so new at it. Now I think maybe I'm like, I got cocky and I'm like.
Well, do you write better on stage?
Yeah, I don't want to sit down and I go on walks. I like think of things. Things just come to me too. Like I feel like divinely inspired.
Does it come in groups? Like you'll go a month, you're like, I haven't thought of a fucking anything. And then all of a sudden it all just.
It's like the momentum of having one, but mine will be like tiny little lines. Like I have a line where I say they used to call me a mimosa. That used to be my nickname in college because I was always bottomless at brunch. But I thought like there's something about mimosa bottomless. I thought about that like a year before. And then the line of it came into me. And then it's like this tiny little line. It's like barely anything, but I was like, oh, duh, that's how you say it. And then the joke I have about kids with their emojis over their face.
Yeah, that's a great joke.
we were just driving. Well, we were driving. He was driving me around. And it just came to me and I was like, oh, awesome. Like why, I don't know why driving down Melrose right now gave me that joke or whatever.
When you first started dating him, was he old enough to rent a car or not?
He had just turned.
Okay, yeah. That's a big.
I would never date someone that can't drive me around in any situation I need them to.
That's a moment. I forgot about that. Jacob, when he was 25, he was like, you know what this means? I'm like, what? He was like, I can rent a car. And
It's
like,
you're in prison if you can't rent a car. You're in prison to not be able to rent a car.
It is so long ago for me that I hadn't even remembered.
It's a funny rule.
25 is an arbitrary.
Just all the things that you can do before you can, like, you should be able to rent a car before you can drink. They're like, here, we want you to start drinking a lot.
You can
We want you to develop an alcohol problem before you can rent this car.
you can buy weed, a gun, alcohol, and go fight in the war, but do not rent my
Vote.
Prius.
We did rent a Prius recently, and it made me love that Tesla.
I only rent cars that I want to drive that I know I'm never going to buy.
Yeah.
So I'll
Never get a Tesla, you sure?
I don't think I'm going to get a Tesla, but like we rented one of those giant Rubicon Jeeps.
Oh, wow.
We will rent like, I know I'm never going to buy a giant Ford F-150.
That's what we do too. We try to get like, I'll be like, give me the bright blue one.
Yes, something where I'm
I want a blueberry colored car.
Something where I'm never going to buy this.
Do you know what I did to Tony Hinchcliffe?
No.
Okay. Last time I went to Austin, Tony has his Corvette.
Yeah.
So Tony has a
Of course he does.
2021 Corvette.
Yeah.
He loves to talk about. And so I rented a 2022 Corvette.
I love
And I
it.
showed up with a car that was a little better than this. We took a lot of pictures. We did a whole photo shoot. Somehow those pictures didn't develop. Pictures didn't come out.
So they came out bad.
The lighting was bad. Oh, okay.
I might have to rent one of those. How was it driving that?
It was just low to the ground. You can't
I don't
put
like that.
anything in there. It's just sports cars are so not. It's like, are we in a race? If we're in a race and like you
In the
have my
city,
purse,
too,
you're
by the
holding my
way.
bag, and I'm gonna go around a thing
Yeah.
and pick it up. That makes sense. But it's like we're in there. There's like, you just have to have everything on your lap.
I don't like that. Like if I was driving a lot on the freeways, but to be stop and start in one of those tiny low to the ground.
I don't like to be low.
Me
It doesn't feel
neither.
powerful.
I want to be up
I
here.
I want to see everyone's fucking bald
Yeah,
spots.
I don't like that. I do remember the first time I realized how low. My girlfriend in college had an RX-7, and we were taking a long trip, and I had never had a BJ in the car before.
Oh.
And she was like, "Do you want me to do that for you?" I was like, "That'd be really nice." But for the big cars and the small cars.
They would
That's
just
when it
watch
was-
the whole
Yeah,
thing
dude.
go down.
I was just driving at some point in time. I realized there was a pickup truck next to me
Just-
for a long time.
Yeah, they're just
And I was like,
hovering.
and then I
yeah.
just kind of looked, and there was a dude he was just like, I was like, by the way, just
like, this is a private PDA, okay?
And I look, if I saw somebody getting a blowjob in a car, I would laugh and glance.
Don't follow. It's not for you.
But not only that, I'm not that interested to watch somebody else get a
But they
blowjob.
thought that's what you wanted. They literally said, how would this person not know this is going to happen?
But does anybody want to watch someone
But here's the thing. That guy in that truck,
is not getting a blowjob.
that guy, the only blowjob he's getting is from a head he's already severed off the body, okay? He's taking a corpse head. This guy is traveling a lot, okay? Let's just say.
By the way, somebody does that. Somebody out there is like, that sounds amazing.
Yeah, I can't wait. I hope they're not here. I hope, please go. I hope that's a Trash Tuesday fan and not an AnnieWood fan, okay? We're trying to filter out those people. Leave them over at Trash Tuesday, okay? I'll see you there when I got these two bitches to.
Have you ever had somebody suggest something in bed where you're even like, that's a little bananas?
Well, I have a joke about it. I had an ex-boyfriend ask me to choke him, and I was like, for a girl to choke a guy, to me, that's like,
Yeah.
to me, that's
I'm not
That's-
slapping your ass and I'm not
that's
choking
like
you.
asking me to shit on your chest. It's the weirdest
Yeah.
thing. It's like,
The
wouldn't you
shit on
choke
the
me?
chest.
You're a sick person. Something happened to you.
I-
Something happened
Yeah.
to you. I love people like, don't kink shame. I'm like, no. It's a kink because it's shameful. So I will continue
Yeah.
keeping it. I'm helping you. You're nasty.
I would say this. If someone said to me, will you pee on me?
Peeing's different.
I would also say yes, but not in a sexual way.
Yeah.
Just leave your clothes
well,
on.
I'm not going to be.
Yeah,
wanting
there's
doing this.
nothing sexual about it. But if you need me to urinate on you, fully clothed, I've never done that before. I'm in for that at
I
least
know.
one
And now
time.
you're like, you've been married so long. It's like, be so weird if you're just like pissing on Beth.
If she came with something like that now, she was like, you know what I was thinking? Maybe you should pee on me. I'd be like, what websites are you?
Yeah, what are you doing when I got to stop going on the road? I got to leave Jacob with you or somebody. Can't have everyone leave you.
Yeah, no, if you waited too long to tell your spouse about something you were into, so many years in,
Something crazy would have happened to develop a new one too.
That's right. And it would have had to been somewhere outside of the marriage.
Yeah.
So it's not going to be received.
Because it would have been like if it happened organically, like you guys would be like next to each other watching TV and there'd be like a Mountain Dew commercial and you'd both kind of be like, huh. Like it would be like,
yeah.
Is it?
Would you pee in my mouth? I'd pee in your mouth.
Would you do the do?
Would you? Yeah. Would you
do the do?
I would pee. I would pee. Would you pee? But like,
I mean, I guess out of curiosity, I'd be down. But
to pee on somebody.
Yeah, I mean, I just can't imagine a world where getting peed on would make me feel. It is funny though.
What
I pee
about
on him
peeing
like.
on somebody?
Are you asking?
No,
You're my partner.
Is that more?
I'd be
Pee
more
sexual.
I'd rather
is it more sexual to pee on or more sexual
Neither
to
is
be peed
sexual.
on?
I'm not gonna lie. Okay, neither is sexual for
But
me.
one is funnier than the other.
Yes.
So if you
I'm
need me to pee on you,
I'm a dom.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
yes, I would piss all over you.
Because I'm all for like, what do I think is the best story, or what do I think is funniest? And me peeing on you when I don't want to and trying not to
It's so
laugh.
disrespectful to have a dick and piss on someone, just like just waving it around on them like they're snow, spelling your name.
Have you, and Beth did this for me one time, have you stood behind him and held his dick while he peed yet?
I am always watching him pee though.
Have you never stood behind him and done the...
I've never held it. I'll hold it for you.
Have you ever had anyone do that for you?
No.
Listen, some people love it. Some people like me.
This is a gateway to peeing on each other, by the way.
No. Although she was because she was so excited just to have... I was like, you get on me for not hitting
He's
the
like,
toilet.
she was so excited.
You're
Did you see how he's
all over-
pantomiming it? It's out here. He's like, she's like,
I was going two
she
hands.
had 2 hands.
Yeah, like
she was
this.
like,
She
it
was
was
going-
crazy. She
yeah.
had very long arms. Make sure she has long arms.
You should try it. I'm dying to know if you like it.
I'm so up in his like bathroom time. There's no.
Yeah.
There's no privacy.
No closed door.
If he wants privacy, he can have it, but we
not
know,
like
we know he's jerking off.
Not like pooping. Not like you're not in there when he's pooping.
Well,
Well,
the door's open and she's watching and she's talking to me while I'm pooping.
I try to not make eye contact when he's wiping because it's just embarrassing for him. But
Yeah, but like, so the problem I have is I don't like talking to people and making that noise too.
he does.
Yeah.
He does. He's always like, oh, ow.
No.
He's always in pain because he
Ow.
eats so much junk food. No, he eats so much junk food. We went on a walk to the beach. It's like a 30-minute walk.
Yeah.
Todd, there's not a 30-minute window where Todd is not taking a shit. Okay.
IBS, buddy.
Every time he eats something, it goes like it's like a fast metabolism.
Yeah,
or
my
something.
metabolism, as soon as I eat, I have to. So we had like a slice of pizza and I was like, oh my God.
And then he
here
was
it
like,
comes.
I can hold it in. It's like, you can't. Then he's like, let's get soft serve. So on top of his about to
Is that what
diarrhea
he calls
out,
his poop? Soft serve?
I don't know if it came out soft serve or not. Did it have the magic shell? Oh no, waffle cone. Oh. But I was like, I can't believe you thought you were going to get away with the pizza and then the ice cream too without taking a shit.
I want to tell you something, dude. As somebody who used to have that problem, who still has a fast metabolism, it's not your metabolism. It's you get problems in your stomach. I'm just telling you right now. If it happens that quick, I used to tell myself it's my metabolism. It's not. It's you just get some issues.
He's allergic to stuff.
Yeah, you got some issues. Listen, as I've gotten older, dude, the mental health, obviously, you and I have talked about that, but I'm so in tune with like physically what I eat and what I don't and all that shit.
I know.
It's crazy right now. I still like, I'll do like a week where I'll eat whatever, but I have a real addictive personality. And right now,
I just had one little sip of tequila.
Yeah, but
I have such an addictive personality.
my addictive personality is in food
like the first
and
time I've ever
exercise
been mad
now.
at you.
Yeah.
And scumbag. Oh, it's because of the calories. That's why you don't drink more.
It's food and exercise now.
I could see you being a manorexic, honestly.
I think I was about a year ago. Did I? A year ago, Annie, a year ago, Beth, I was unhealthy. A year ago, I was 145 pounds. 145.
Me too.
I was 145 pounds. Like it was
that makes when I'm big boned, when I'm 145 pounds, you can see my chest bones. I'm so skinny at 145.
I was
like, I have no tits. Like
I was.
So for you to be 145 is crazy.
I was really.
He was
like,
schwitzing, Auschwitzing.
I was very. It was not. I mean, And so like Beth was like, hey.
She had an intervention. She was like, this is getting gross.
Can I tell you, there was one time we were having sex and I had to stop because I started to get winded. She was like, you're too small. I can't fuck you again until you gain some weight. She was like, this is making me worried. You gonna die on top of me? I was like, I was like, I gotta stop for a second. She was like, what?
And it was because of over-exercise, you think?
I would call it manorexic. I also I had some health. I had severe mercury poisoning, which I didn't know.
You did?
Yeah.
How'd you find out? Homeopath?
I went to the doctor. It was over COVID, right? When it started, I had cracked a tooth that I'm an old dude that has silver in his mouth. Do you have silver fillings?
Mm-mm.
So
sorry, old man.
Yeah, that's right.
Can't relate.
I swallowed half of it. And the dentist was like, hey, when did that happen? I go, about 6 months ago. He was like, you need to go to the doctor tomorrow.
Really?
And I said, why? He goes, there's no way that you don't have some mercury.
Oh my God, these dentists are fucking killing everyone. It wasn't good.
It was a day.
It was fake? Fuck.
God, I mean, you know what's crazy about that whole?
It's crazy.
Is that like, it gave conspiracy people enough juice. They got another, you know what I mean? Where they're like, now when they say things, they're like, well, you didn't believe it either. You know, so like you have to be like, yeah.
I know it's a pain in the ass.
I do. Here's the thing, man.
Now everyone can work from home too, so they can just be like Googling conspiracy theories all day.
Do you have a doctor you like and trust?
No.
Okay.
The doctor I like and trust, my homeopath doctor growing up, dead. Died.
That's too bad.
It was very sad.
You had a homeopathic doctor growing up?
My parents are crazy. They were like, should we try to kill our parents, our children?
Wait.
I was taking those little homeopathic pellets and stuff as a kid.
No.
You know what I'm talking about in the blue thing?
Yeah,
that tastes so good.
Yeah.
I'm like,
because
are you sure this medicine?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm like, ooh, they're like placebo or something. Yeah, you can get them at Whole Foods. All my medicine you can just get at Whole Foods.
Us too right now. Beth is 100%. She's like, I can't imagine I'd ever take an antibiotic ever again. I'm like, okay.
I had to take steroids at the end of my cluster cycle. I couldn't do it anymore.
Did it work?
It was the end. I always like come to this like breaking point right when they're about to go. So I don't know.
How long do those headaches last during like
a month and a half?
No, but like how long does
they were so hard this time. They were so long. I had like maybe 4 or 5 that were like the all day 9-hour ones. And none of them were under an hour. They used to be like 15 minutes or whatever.
People don't understand how debilitating. Like when you first saw her getting them, were you like, come on, how could it be this bad? But then
I start praying to God. I'm like, God, what do I do? I just cry like, what do I do? What do I do? What do I do?
Those ones that last more than a couple hours.
And it doesn't let up in pain. It's not like less painful.
I think they used to, when I first Googled what this is, they used to call them suicide headaches.
Yeah.
Because that is what it is. It's the most piercing. Which side of your face do you get it?
This one.
You're right. Me too. And I can feel it.
Thank you for saying right. No, wait. Is it my right? Yes.
Yeah.
I have to. This is how I have to tell my left and right. L.
That's too bad.
I'm
Just
not-
put that right over.
I know.
You can't.
She can't tell it. She'll be like, make a left. And then I'm like, all right. She's like, no, right.
Yeah.
Is that my bad or yours at this point?
But they're
Tell me the
blaming the
point.
Asian driver anyway. So like, this
I
fucking
know.
guy.
That joke tanked last night. They were like, you're just going to be racist out of nowhere? I was like, oh. They were like, okay. I was like, oh, all right. Listen, ladies, okay? It's getting warm out there. Stop letting your pit smell like you just got back from 2 weeks in this very desert.
Ooh, stop smelling like you just got back from Coachella or Stagecoach. And
I don't want you walking in the room and I go, oh my gosh, I smell onions. You don't want your pit smelling like a hoagie, okay?
have you ever gone up to your girlfriend and you go, I smell onion. Oh, I smell onion. And then she goes, well, there's no onions in the house. I haven't gone grocery shopping in 3 months. How could you smell onion?
Listen, when you lift your armpits, your loved one shouldn't start crying uncontrollably, okay? You ain't chopping onions. You got nasty pits, and I got something for you, okay? Lume is the best product. It's one of my favorite of all of our sponsors. Todd and I have been crushing that toasted coconut deodorant.
Oh, that toasted coconut. I tell you what, I didn't think I was going to like it. But boy, do I like smelling like a coconut.
I mean, it is so delicious. It smells so good. I smell delicious.
Lume deodorant will ensure that your armpits, privates, feet, and more smell incredible in every season. Isn't
Listen,
that crazy?
I pixelate my feet online because I don't want you guys just having free range to just sticking up my feet. But I'll tell you something. My feet smell really good.
And I'll tell you what, my favorite part is that it's created by an OBGYN. Did you know that?
I did.
Well,
last time
Lume
we did
is
this ad.
also aluminum-free, skin-safe, and clinically proven to control odors for up to 72 hours.
And it actually does. Here's the thing. I've been on a natural deodorant journey. I think we all know about this, okay? Where I was getting rid of my aluminum deodorant
Growing her armpit hair.
I grew my armpit hair out. I got it waxed. But listen, I literally smelled like onions. Did I not smell like onions till we
She
started
smelled
using
like an
Lume?
onion from France.
I smelled like a French onion. I smelled like French onion soup, okay? And let me tell you, I'm not kidding at all. Like, it was pungent.
And it was yeasty. It was just
Yeasty?
very, like a French onion soup. It's got the bread
Oh
on
yeah, I
top.
had a little piece of bread and a spoon. Weird, but it came in a little crock pot. But it was nasty, and Lume handled me. Todd would not let me bring the deodorant. This is a true story. Todd would not let me bring the deodorant because he's like, if we forget to bring it back, I'll be devastated.
And with best-selling scents like lavender sage, clean tangerine, and mint cucumber, there are so many ways to smell amazing. Like I said, that coconut one is,
It smells so good. Like, it's delicious.
It
Let me
smells
smell.
good. It almost smells like,
And it smells good for
like a
days.
fruit.
For days. You don't understand. As someone that smelled like onions for 4 weeks straight, I cannot sell you this product harder. It is the deodorant is so good. Todd and I both use it. It smells so, let me smell it.
we smell like coconuts together now.
Oh my God, it smells so good.
It smells good.
You guys, it smells so good. And my cookie smells coconut too. I don't know how to explain to you guys how much you need to use this. Okay, this removes odor. I use the wipes. Okay, so look, sometimes you're ripe, okay? You use the de-ripening wipening. You wipe. It's got, I don't know what they have in it, but there's something like activated in it. It's acidified.
It's a
That's what it is.
secret.
It's acidified. So it neutralizes the onion. And it gets rid of the onion, okay? I wipe. I wipe my crotch
No
too.
onion in this household.
I no onion in my cookie either. And I do that. And then I put the deodorant on and it's like, it smells good for days. I wake up, it still smells good. I'm just telling you, as someone that was like, I may as well have been, I was like a bag of Funyuns. And now I'm like, I smell like toasted, delicious coconut. I smell like ice cream.
And get this, Lume is the first whole body deodorant. So no matter where you have odor, it's safe to use Lume.
And listen, guys, just get it. Trust me, get it and comment below about the smell of this coconut.
Get it? Go up to your girlfriend or boyfriend and go, do you smell anything different?
And you go like this. Go like this. Oh! You smell it?
And here's the thing, Lume's starter pack comes with a solid stick deodorant, a cream tube deodorant, and 2 free products of your choice and free shipping. Come on, guys. I love free shipping.
As a special offer for all you fannies out there, new customers get $5 off a Lume starter pack with code Annie at lumedeodorant.com. That's over 40% off your starter pack when you visit lumedeodorant.com and use the code Annie. Guys, get it. I swear to God.
It's all I use.
Never
It's
been
all
happier.
I need to use.
I've never been happier. Support for today's episode comes from OneSkin. What if we could reverse the root cause of aging?
Oh my
OneSkin.
God. Reverse the root cause of aging. That's crazy.
We could look the same age.
Oh my goodness.
We could look the same age. OneSkin not only decreases the visible signs of skin aging, it treats the root causes.
So it gets down to the root of the problem. It doesn't just cover up the problem. It actually goes to the root and fixes what's going on.
It goes down to the root, okay? And Todd is a terrarium man now, so he knows about roots.
I know a thing or two about roots. I look at those roots, I look at the side of the glass, and I go, okay, this is the root cause. So you're telling me that OneSkin gets down to the root cause? That's crazy.
Guys, time travel thus far has not been a thing that I know of. This is the closest to time travel you're going to get to, okay?
And this is my favorite thing. OneSkin is founded by 4 female PhD level scientists. OneSkin puts science and research first, because I hate when don't you hate when people put like money first or fame first?
Are you like taking a personal attack at me? OneSkin's face moisturizer, eye topical supplement, and topical body supplement keep your body moisturized so skin not only looks but functions younger and healthier. That is what I'm talking about.
That's because that's the problem. A lot of time it just looks younger. We want the looks and the function of being young.
Would you rather your skin, if you had to pick, would you rather your skin function younger or look younger?
Well, look, good thing I don't have to choose, because OneSkin just does both for you. There's
It was
no
a trick
choosing.
question. I'm glad you didn't answer it.
I know, because I was right.
Their OS01 face is clinically proven to strengthen the skin barrier, so signs of aging are significantly diminished.
Wow.
And look how cute it is. Don't you love this bottle? And it's also reusable.
Let me look at this bottle.
It's pinches. Here, put some on.
Let me put some on. So you just do a little dab, a little squirt. You just rub it in, and then you put it all over your face. Oh my God, I feel... See, that's what's crazy. I already feel younger. Guys, women made this design. Isn't that crazy? They're taking design into their own hands. 4 women, they probably all love each other. They probably have no issues with each other. They probably have
Women
no
get
problems.
along so well. How many women was it? 4 women.
4
Listen,
of them.
Let me tell you something about women. 4 of them always get along.
You see, treating symptoms and not the root causes of aging has been the norm for too long. This is what I'm saying. It's you just put it on, and then it's just it just covers up the fact. It's not getting to the cause. It's not getting to the root, and we're not taking that anymore. We're not. This is
I'm not an innocent bystander as my skin crumples up. Okay, I'm not gonna let my skin just crumple up on me, fold up on me like that. It's time to dump those lesser creams and moisturizers in the trash. Tuesday.
Throw all your other cream and moisturizer.
Throw them in the trash.
Throw it right in the trash.
And honestly, that's a heavy trash bag because I have a lot of them.
She's got a lot of them, and they're all trash.
I'm done. But I like that this is a refillable thing too. It's so cute. Okay. OneSkin is the world's first skin longevity company. OneSkin addresses skin health at the molecular level, targeting the root causes of aging so skin behaves, feels, and appears younger. It's time to get started with your new face, eye, and body routine at a discounted rate today. Get 15% off with the code Annie at oneskin.co. That is 15% off at oneskin.co, C-O, with code Annie. We only have one body, one skin, and only you can choose to make it better. Age healthy with OneSkin.
You know, in that special I was telling you about, the very first one, I used to tell a joke because my ex was Asian. And I used to tell a joke that, she used to get on me about being Jewish because I would try to save us money. Because I would tell her, I'd be like, I understand you only spend $20 a day, but at the end of the month, that's $600. We don't have $600 a month. So if you could not, if we could figure out this daily spend. And she used to always say to me, that's just the Jew in you talking. You're just a Jew. That's the thing that Jew would say. And the joke was, okay, you're Asian. Do you want me to say it to you so you understand? You are spending too much of money, right? And so when I was telling that in the first CD, that was an acceptable joke to tell, right?
Fully acceptable.
Fully acceptable. By the way, and I understand that people, why the whole accents are racist is so selective in that
it's so ridiculous.
Because if we sat here the whole podcast and just did an Italian accent, people would be like, that's funny. Yeah. But it would be highly offensive because I'd be like, hey, it's me, I'm Mario.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
That's
the only thing. Italian accent might be the most offensive, but nobody gives a fuck. We could do a Russian accent. Doesn't matter. But one Asian accent. Do you know what I mean? And it is.
Well, we wanted to do a segment on the show called Black Scent Watch, where you catch white celebrities when they're talking to black people go into full black scent.
Yeah.
But it was actually so overwhelming.
Are there a lot of examples of it?
So many.
It's everyone.
Really?
It's every white person.
Who's the best or worst one that you've seen?
There was one where actually there wasn't. She was actually just doing an impersonation of her like nanny or something.
No.
But it was Emily Blunt. I mean, it is
Bad.
it is like bless your heart, child. Like it was very.
We saw an Ethan Hawke one too.
We're not talking about Ethan Hawke badly. I purposefully did not bring this up. We do not talk bad about Ethan Hawke on AnnieWood.
Because he's so handsome?
He's our person. He's our guy.
But he does it. He sips into it.
Todd,
is he your guy from that era of movies?
we love him so much, and he
When you
keeps
say
coming back into our lives. Me and Todd.
Yeah,
Okay, I was just making sure.
No, because we keep like seeing like new Ethan Hawke movies, old Ethan Hawke movies. Like he's just so in the like
Give me your
circulation
peak
of movies.
Ethan Hawke.
Well, I really enjoyed Reality Bites.
Yeah.
He's not like he was. Come on,
Training Day?
he loves Training Day. I wasn't. The thing is, I didn't think he was like hot, and I wasn't. No one
In
was
Training
hot.
Day?
And well,
Or Reality Bites?
he was a little weak in Training Day.
Not until the end, yeah.
It was badass.
In the beginning, I saw that good cop.
What about before, after sunset?
I
and all
loved
those
Before
are so good.
Sunset. I loved
Yeah.
After Sunset, During Sunset, While the Sun Sets.
See, Ethan Hawke isn't my... Like, I have a bunch of man crushes. But Ryan Reynolds has got to be right at the top.
Here's the
for
thing:
me.
they're not crushes. Because yes, I would have more of a crush on Ryan Reynolds. They're not. It's a different. It's a talent crush. It's like a body of work crush. It's
Yeah.
a like how excited. Like he just doesn't fail me. We just saw a new movie with him called First. Was it First Right? First Reformed. It's just we just.
Is he?
love
Are
him.
you? If he comes out in a movie, you guys seen it?
Yeah.
Regardless,
I loved him in The Purge. I love him.
man, I gotta tell you, I like a movie like The Purge every now and then. But what's the new horror movie that's out? It's based on
The Evil Dead.
Yes.
Yes, we just saw that one.
Evil
And
Dead
because
Rises.
Jacob was too much of a pussy to go with me.
That's so funny. There were so many children there, like actual children. I was like,
And because to me, if you really want your horror movie to freak me out, have kids in it. And they can be creepy or they don't have to be the creepy.
but your paternal instinct, like you're like,
But the kid, a creepy kid in the movie is
Oh, I
gonna
see what you're
fuck me
saying.
up. Like Children of the Corn
yes.
or any of those.
I was very frightened by Children of the Corn when I was a kid.
There's
Very
something
frightened.
about creepy kids that fucks me up. But even right above that is like something that in The Evil Dead where the mom and the kids are like, mommy, and she's like, mommy's whatever.
Yeah.
And those fucking, and any shot through a keyhole fucks me up.
You know, it's like,
You know what I mean?
I was just saying that because Evil Dead has a keyhole.
You saw it, right?
I saw I didn't see it, but I saw that preview. But how was it? Tell me. Did it
It
scare
was
you?
good. I'm just not scared by
It wasn't that scary.
It was the thing that I do love about a horror movie is the never ending
Yes.
terror of it. And
Yes.
it did have that. Like
Yeah.
it was just relentless.
Do you shriek when you're scared?
I
do.
definitely get scared.
She goes.
I jazz
But
hands.
I love horror. I love gore. I really like gore.
Like Saw, that
Saw,
kind of gore.
I really like
Saw
that's
is
so it's like, oh, have you seen Beau is Afraid?
No.
Beau is Afraid is Ari Aster's new. You saw Midsummer and Hereditary. Did you see
I
those?
saw Hereditary.
Yeah, it's like creepy, right?
Yeah.
This is like Joaquin Phoenix, and it's basically an entire 3-hour movie of a panic attack, like what your worst case scenario would be. And it's so good.
What's it
it's like
called?
so Beau is Afraid. And it's so like it's just never lets up. And my favorite is Terrifier too, which is I can't shut up about.
Are you on board for Joaquin Phoenix too? I am 100%.
I'm very on board for Joaquin Phoenix. I loved him. I remember watching the Inventing the Abbots when I was a kid. It was
Yeah.
like him and Liv Tyler. And I remember Liv Tyler went on David Letterman's show. And David Letterman was like, who are you dating? And she's like, I can't say. And he's like, can I guess his name? And she's like, maybe. And he's like, Bob, Tom, Jim. But she was dating Joaquin Phoenix.
Yeah.
But I just remember that's like solidified in my.
They seem like, here's the thing about both of them. I don't know if this will make sense. Great actors, but they're also very interesting to watch.
Yeah.
Like Liv Tyler, I was always like, I can't stop watching her. She's so interesting to watch. But Joaquin Phoenix too. Like I know it's a script and that but even watching him in a movie, I'm like, he's gonna flip out right now. Like he's about to lose his shit. This dude always looks like he's just barely keeping it together.
Yeah, and he's perfect in the roles they've been put, like Joker.
Fucking hell.
And Beau is Afraid is
He
so
made
good.
an announcement. He said, "Please do not watch Beau is Afraid on mushrooms, whatever you do," which is kind of like everyone's like, "Oh, we're taking this as like a challenge now."
But it's not. It's so intensely anxiety ridden. You want to be like,
Do you know what I
have
did?
everything.
I took acid and binge watched Physical on HBO.
What's Physical?
Rory Scoville. I just love Rory Scoville.
Love Rory. Yeah.
Okay. I look, man, Rory knows I'm a super fan too.
Oh,
Because I was like, I texted him, like, I just took acid, I'm binge watching Physical. And he was like, I'm not sure this is the show.
what is it about? What's it on? I didn't even know
It's
about
on
it.
HBO or HBO Max. And
I think it's just Max now.
it's just Max.
They're transitioning into Max. Can you believe that? So weird. What are you
Everyone's
doing?
transitioning. But it's like, it's a show about a woman, I think in the 80s, and it ends up being his wife, and she pioneers VHS exercise tapes.
Oh, cool.
And he's,
He's so funny.
God,
He's so powerfully funny.
He-
Like, so crazy.
not just in his characters, but like when I watch him on stage, because you know why I like watching dudes like that? He's doing something I can't do.
Yeah.
Somebody who can talk about something so absurd in such a incredibly deadpan, serious way.
He
Do you know
also
what I
is
mean?
very in the moment.
Oh my
There's
God.
so much trust. Him, like, I love watching TJ Miller too, where it's like,
Yeah.
you have no clue if they've prepared one thing or if they prepared everything.
But Rory will do a whole weekend of just shows where he just gets on stage and talks.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I told him, I said, I'm going to have to come see a couple shows.
And they'll never be the same.
I never go see comedy.
Yeah. No, of course. What are you, crazy?
fucking-
insane.
When people are like, did you watch my special? I'm like, I watched the clip that's on Instagram. But
Like, I have to love you
Yeah.
to watch your whole special or hate you.
yeah.
Or hate you.
Actually, I'll watch people if I'm like, I don't get it. Maybe I don't get it because I haven't seen the whole
Yes,
thing.
I want to see the whole thing. And then you're like,
And then I'm like, yeah, still don't get it. That dude is like legit. You know who's, to me, Shane Gillis is like, his joke writing,
yeah, he's so good.
and he gets you to laugh at things that you're not supposed to laugh at because of, you clearly know by his face, little smirk, by his delivery, these are jokes. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's from his point of view, but they're jokes. But he's dark, dude.
Yeah, he is.
But he's so fucking
Philly.
Who's that Philly crew that you started with?
I didn't start with Philly crew. I started in New York.
Who was your crew you started with?
My crew was Mike Racine, still in New York. Love you, Mike. Friend of the show. He'll be on. Dan St. Germain, Mike Lawrence.
A lot of bearded dudes.
Yeah, well, you know what it was? It was when I first started open mics, it was all about like getting up as much as possible and pushing myself. I just had never found anything I liked to do except comedy. And I just quit drinking. So I like wanted to put everything into it. So I found the people that were not only the funniest, but the ones that worked the hardest, like Mark Norman, all those
Yeah.
guys, like those were the guys I came up with. So it was just, I surrounded myself with the people that if I called them and was like, oh, I don't want to go to a mic, they'd be like, go.
Yeah, I did the same thing. I was the two of maybe the most driven guys to get on stage. I started with Joey Diaz and Brody, right? And those guys, there was not a night where they weren't like, let's go get a mic.
Yeah.
Joey especially. If we were driving, we drove Brody's car once. We had to go like an hour from Seattle to get to this mic. And
Are you from Seattle or you
No,
just started there?
I just
Okay.
started there. And so we get in the car and Joey tells Brody, let me drive. He goes, you're not going to fucking get us there. We don't have time. It was like we had 15 minutes.
I can't believe Brody's like anxiety with it.
We made Brody sit in the back, Joey
Duct
was-
tape his mouth.
jumping curves.
Oh,
He was driving the wrong way down one-way streets, but he got us there in time, barely. And Brody gets out of the car. We're in Tacoma or Olympia or somewhere, shuts the door and he screams, "This is not how I live my life."
what if that was a suicide note? There was a drive to Tacoma. If you're wondering why, ask Joey Diaz.
But starting with those two
Yeah,
was so crazy. You know what the big thing was starting with those two? Is that they were both such terrible joke writers. Terrible. And they would bomb. until they both got mad on stage
then
and went
people
off
liked
script.
that, yeah.
And that's when you start to see who Joe Diaz was. And you were like, oh, this dude, when he decides not to tell a joke and just talks, he fucking crushes.
Yeah.
And Brody, the first night he snapped, that I saw him snap, there was nobody laughing. It was at the open mic. And he goes, so it's another joke bombed. And his jokes bombed in a very...
That was like written into them, basically, yeah.
But so he goes, you guys have no idea how hard it is. I'm very stressed out. This wasn't a joke. It was him snap.
Yeah.
He goes, you don't know how hard it is to be a single man with a hairy back. He goes, I try to shave myself. He goes, but I got trouble spots. And he lifted up his shirt and he had like 6 patches that he couldn't reach with his arm. And I was like, this guy's insane.
Yeah.
But for the rest of the set, he just talked about his back and shaving his back, which obviously wasn't planned. That crushed.
Yeah.
And like those guys kept trying to write jokes and we were all like, stop it.
Yeah.
Just go on, do whatever the fuck that was right there. But Joe Diaz, man, when he was figuring out, when he first started getting on stage, he was getting on stage in a 3-piece suit.
Oh my God.
He was like 220 pounds.
Oh, I was going to say, that was 3-piece.
No.
Stretching.
No. He was 220.
3-piece dark meat.
Yeah. He was, then this was the height of he and I doing coke. So he was not, he would pace that stage.
Oh my God, coke is so stupid. Do you have any? Stupidest drug ever. Should we do some?
I actually hated it.
It's so dumb.
I love
it. Doesn't
mushrooms.
give you anything.
It takes.
Yeah.
And it always only made me want to sit in a corner and not talk.
I feel like because I talk so much already, it's like when I take coke, I'll still talk, but I'm not talking it's like I'm dubbing myself or I'm like, wait, this isn't like nothing's like moving at the right speed.
I wonder like when you and I doing podcasts together, because we both talk a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Like this would be a 9-hour podcast.
Rogan, that's pussy shit.
Yeah,
4 or 5 hours long.
12:24 by the way.
I'm okay. I pushed it just a little bit.
Oh my God, I'm so glad. I totally see what you thought I was saying in the text. That it sounded like I wasn't ready.
Oh, yeah,
it looked like I was out of town.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, just like kind of skimming through and being like, oh, she's not, okay. I'm like, I was like, would be great if you can.
Yeah.
Would be great if you can work it out, Josh. I've been really excited for you to be on the pod.
Well, I switched everything around for you. My mom's coming in. I'm running my hour tonight.
Where?
At the Improv. But I have to tell you, like, if nothing comes of it, the beautiful thing that we both know is that we don't need them anymore.
I know. It's like, is this the right move? Is what it is.
I would honestly have to weigh out having control of my own material because of what it's done for me over the last couple of years. Like the business model has changed. I remember in 19, 18, when I first put my first special on YouTube, everybody around my age was like, you're giving that shit away for free? Say goodbye to your career. I'm like, I think this is the way to go.
Yeah.
And like, so I don't know.
I know, but it's like, yeah, is it good to just almost like have it all, like have it circulating everywhere? It's just, yeah.
Some of it's ego.
Yeah.
Where
of
you
course.
want to be like, oh, they got one. I want to,
yeah.
But I'm trying to put that in the right place. So tonight I'm just going to do, like, I have 3 really long stories. The hour is basically 3 stories.
Oh, cool.
And we'll see what happens. But I'm fucking so excited. My parents are here.
Oh.
Yeah. And
where do they live?
Reno.
Are you from Reno?
No. We're from Massachusetts.
Oh, you're from, yeah, I know. I was like, you're not from Seattle.
No, my parents.
You're like a happy, even though I know you're fucked up.
Yeah.
You're happy. Like
your
core is fucking pure light.
I'm super happy.
I don't know why I jerked off your core.
Yeah,
I was like, that light, that center light. I come by. This is the golden shower. Yeah. I come behind you. I hold your.
I have never been happier in my life than I am right now.
Yeah. I know it feels good to like take your own life. Not like Brody, but like take control of it. And...
moving out of here is what did it for me. But like,
well, did you feel like you were like a slave to like the system of it here, or you were like waiting for things, or?
I had, if I'm being honest with you, I had started to become somebody I didn't like. And as soon as I recognized it, Like, I'm a person who's genuinely happy for other people. I really am. Like, I don't have any good for you. Like, it has nothing to do with me. I'm not competing with you.
Yeah.
I'm competing with me.
Yep.
And so I don't have any, but it had turned me into a guy, started to like, why aren't I on this podcast?
Yeah.
Why are these people friends and why can't I?
Yeah. Why am I not allowed?
Why
in
am
this
I?
thing?
How are this person getting all these sets and I'm not? And that's not who I am. And I started to recognize it. And I just I didn't make any money because I was in Los Angeles. I was paying Los Angeles prices and it was turning me into somebody I didn't like. And I was like, I think it's time for us to get the fuck out of here.
Mm-hmm.
And it took all of a month in Nashville for me to be like, yeah, I'm so glad I'm out of there. And my year in Nashville was the most creative I've ever been in my life.
Really? And then why did you leave Nashville?
Beth hated the weather.
Okay.
The wet and the cold, that's not our...
And you moved there because Beth was working on a show, right?
Yeah. She was working.
She had a show, right?
She had a TV show there. And I had always kind of wanted to know what it was like to live there. I love Brian Dorfman. I love Lucy. I love Zanies. I knew I could get on stage there. And they really they gave me this night. I had a show there called the Bonanza Extravaganza, which was just like basically improv.
You in a banana hammock?
I fucking almost. There were a couple fur coats and some short
You're
shorts.
like, I'm nothing like Bert Kreischer. He comes out in a Speedo. I was like, okay.
I've never put on a G-string. I don't think.
I feel like I've seen you in one. Am I wrong?
No, maybe banana hammock, but not a G-string.
That show you were doing with Jake was pretty close.
Yeah, they did wax my asshole. They did. That was so much fun.
It was so fun.
Oh, you saw me do the strip one.
Yeah.
Oh, so you've seen me in it.
And I met Nicole the Pole.
Yo, she's legit.
Thank you for the connect. That's such a fun
Her
person
shoulders
to know.
were like,
she's so
legit, dude. I was like, your shoulders are. So what else? She said, I just do the pole dancing. I want to just, that pole dancing episode comes out in 2 weeks. I just want to let you know, I think you were a little harsh on me in the judging. I felt like I
wanted to be good to the boy. I wanted to be good to the boy.
I felt like I really...
I pander to the youth.
I had an American flag banana hammock, which I felt would be good for the judges because it's America. I did some upside down stuff. I did a little booty shake.
I think you guys were great, but Jacob was like really connecting. He was really...
His hair was flowy.
Yeah, it was like he was throwing hearts from his eyes.
Yeah. Do you keep in touch with Nicole?
A little bit, just on Instagram, yeah. I definitely am like, ooh, something's going to happen with us.
Yeah.
Something will happen, yeah.
I
got to do some video where she teaches me something or does something.
Why not do the pole dancing?
Look, it's...
You don't have to, there's no clothes requirement. You can go on and wear whatever you want.
It's a rhythm thing.
I never, it wasn't even.
That's such a nice way to put that.
It literally wasn't even close to what I was going to say.
Are you not a good dancer at all?
He is not a good dancer and he thinks he's a good dancer. You're not. You're not. You're not.
I mean.
Let's see some moves.
No.
Now I will tell you.
I was a go-go dancer. I had the position.
I'm not a good dancer either. I've stripped for money before. Have you also done that?
I didn't strip, but I just
dancer?
did. Yeah, go-go dancing.
I stripped for money. I did it twice. And I just was like, first of all, I didn't have the rhythm.
Yeah.
But like, I had never been at a place like that. Women are so much more aggressive than men.
Yeah.
It is like, was crazy.
They're like, finally.
Yo, I went up, the first time I went out there, one dude looked at me, this bigger dude.
Why are you so Matthew McConaughey? Everything you do is like so, you're like, yeah, I just worked at a strip club for a second and I got really AIDSy looking a couple of years ago.
I'm going through all his roles.
Yes.
I was a lawyer once.
You're like, I had 10 things. I had 10 reasons not to date
40 years.
Kate Hudson and...
But I had such a crush on Kate Hudson.
Wait, by the way, can I at some point please meet?
Yeah? Who?
Why I'm forgetting her name? Oh no. I love her so much.
Yeah, apparently.
You know who I'm talking about.
I don't know who you're talking
Freddie
about.
Prinze Jr.'s.
Oh, Sarah?
Yeah.
I don't.
Sarah Michelle Gellar, please.
Yeah, I mean, I don't. She's a super nice woman. I don't know if they both love comedy.
Buffy.
They both love Freddie Prinze Jr. is the biggest fan of comedy. Do you know every night before he goes to sleep, he watches comedy?
Who does he watch? Who does he like?
Dude, Freddie watches.
Everybody?
You know, his dad was.
Yeah.
Right. So so his connection to comedy is like legit.
That's so cute that he stayed loving comedy. You'd think he might be like, this hurt my life a lot.
Yeah, no.
This very much hurt me.
Dude is well versed in all comedy.
Binder should have had him in the fucking documentary.
100%.
Oh my God.
100%. Because his dad, there's no George Lopez without his dad. Yo, his dad hosted
George
the
Lopez
Tonight
is
Show
still...
at 21 years old.
Wow.
The first.
He was so young when he died, wasn't he?
Yeah. 22, 23, something like that, I think.
Was it Russian roulette type thing?
I think it was drugs.
Oh, I thought it was. Okay.
I don't remember, to tell you the truth.
Know, sorry.
Yeah, but
we don't really bring it up, right? You're like, hey, what was the mode of leaving this earth? I love that you're friends with him, though.
He and I did a podcast together, and we stopped. But I was like, dude, legit, you're my buddy now. And he was like, fuck yeah.
Wait, were you guys not friends before?
Annie, we had did some Twitter jokes back and forth.
Yeah.
And I said, hey man, I'm doing a podcast. You want to come over to my house? And he came over. We talked on that podcast for 2.5 hours. And I'm walking him out of my house up the driveway. And I go, hey man. And he goes, yeah. I go, are we friends?
This a thing.
I mean, he was like, I think we are. I'm like, we should podcast together. And he goes, yeah, okay. Before he got to the end of my street, I called him. I'm like, I know this is like first date stuff. You're not supposed to call right away, but I really like you, man. And so I hope that we can do something together. He was like, fuck yeah.
I honestly thought, because you guys have such good chemistry, that you were like, knew each other from back in the day.
You know what, honestly, and I have him to thank for this. He, after a podcast one day, said to me, you have got to start saying no to people. And I was like, what do you mean? He goes, I know you think no makes you an asshole. No makes you living your life. You don't have to say no in an asshole way, but you have to start, because I was rushing out of podcasts to go do things or late, or he was like, dude, you're saying
so stressful. Yeah.
He said, you have to start saying no. It's not disrespectful to other people. It's when you say no, it's disrespectful to yourself.
Yeah, you're putting like everyone else before your own. Yeah.
But he said like and I would watch him in a very respectful way, just say, no, I don't want to do that. And when he would say it to me, I was like, that doesn't make me feel bad.
Yeah.
It makes me be like, oh, he doesn't want to do that. That's cool. But that was such a huge, like, for him to, what I love about him and our friendship, he told me straight away. He told me when I wasn't looking good, one of the only people who was like, dude, you look terrible.
Yeah.
What's going on with your face?
Oh, I love when that works, when you can tell people that. I've done that a couple of times and it backfires. You're like, oh, I'm sorry I care about you.
Yeah.
My bad. I'll let you die.
When I hear it from strangers online, I'm like, eat my dick.
Yeah.
I would expect to hear something like that from you, because then I'd be like, oh, I know you're telling me because you like me.
When we were hanging out, we were pretty high.
Yeah.
Remember when we did your high show and then Beth came down with like cupcake shaped like Mickey Mouse, and she was wearing like Mickey Mouse ears. I was like, why is the hottest woman in the world dressed as a Mickey Mouse handing me cupcakes and shit? I was like, Josh, is this your fucking life? I'm like, am I high?
My high show was, I had so much fun doing that show, especially over quarantine. And because everyone was home, we were getting like 120,000 live views on Facebook.
Yeah.
And we would just sit in the back and draw weird pictures. Are we taking mushrooms or was that just me?
I don't know. I don't know, because when Beth appeared, I don't know what I was on.
Out of nowhere.
I was like, this is a life right here. This is amazing.
So she should be bringing you cupcakes. Do you?
Wait, I should be bringing him No.
No, I think I remember picking you up from that.
Yes, because I was so high. Yeah, I think it's when you met him and my puppy.
Oh, that's right. That's right. Yeah, there were some days like Tuesdays were not productive for me.
Yeah.
Because I was still pretty high from the night before.
Well, it's amazing you could be manorexic while being that high. Because I remember sitting in your kitchen with you guys just shoveling food. None of you are eating. I'm just like eating. Like, oh, we're not all eating? We're not all doing this? Okay. Seems a little unfair. We're all going to get fat together? No? Okay. I'm like, I will make Todd go down with me. I'm like, I'm not being the only one.
Beth doesn't matter. She used to eat a block of cheese in bed next to me. I'm like, how the fuck?
While you were peeing and she was holding your dick.
Yeah, exactly. That's right.
This is getting hot. Why is it so like mouse, Mickey Mouse, cheese?
Yeah, dude. By the way, it's either hot or gross. I don't know. If she ate cheese in my ear while holding my dick, I don't like cheese breath. Any kind of dairy breath is like real.
It's a very cotton mouthy substance too.
I don't like it. Like a cheese breath is like not good for me.
You know what I was thinking about the other day? I was thinking about the first time I got like really high when I was 14 or 13 or something. And I couldn't tell if I was imagining Cottonmouth. I was like, is this real? And I remember like being like, oh my God, ew, it's like actually a thing. And then my mom calling, or I had to call my mom to not pick me up because I was like too high. And I left like the longest message that got like cut off in the middle, you know, and I was like, oh my God. Then I called back like, hey, and just being so fucking paranoid. And then getting away with it for like 4 more years. Like nobody noticed.
Are you sure they didn't know? I mean, here's the thing. Like there's a lot of things that my kids thought they get away with.
And you just didn't have the heart to.
You don't bust them on everything. What's the point?
Yeah.
Like, honestly, for me, parents who, and this is my point of view. So please keep your angry emails to yourselves.
Your emails.
You're not.
That's how you know you're on Facebook. People email you.
Exactly. You can't correct your kid for everything they do wrong, or you're just going to be the person that's always telling your kid what they're doing wrong. You have to pick and choose.
Yeah.
And allow them to make mistakes. But you have to pick and choose the things that are important. Because if you're just the person who's always saying you're doing this wrong, this isn't right,
they're not going to come to you.
Ever. And they're not going to trust you, and they're going to be scared because all you do is point out mistakes.
Yeah. And all you have to do is you have to save all that stuff out. This is my parenting advice that I learned from Josh. All the times they do something wrong and you don't say anything, you save that up. Okay. When they're older, take them on the road, make them cold open all your fucking shows, okay? Let them suffer through that shit. Let them get the crowd started for you. But that's like you put him to work.
Yeah. Well, this is the thing, man. He's starting on third base.
Yeah.
But he's going to have to work for it.
And it's so much better too because he could just like coast. But that sucks.
But he's starting on third base in this way also. I told him, I go, here's how you're going to start the shows. You're going to come out. You're going to make a couple references to jokes that they know you by. That gives them familiarity. And then you're going to say, my dad has been telling embarrassing stories about me my whole life. Do you want to hear a couple about him? And then he did write a good joke. He said, my dad has been telling jokes about me his whole life. He owes his career to me. I'm the indirect breadwinner of this family. And I was like, wow, okay. All right. That was fun.
Think outside the bread box.
Yeah. So he gets up and he tells a couple stories that are fun, man. Yeah. He tells a story about the last episode of Chelsea Lately. Everybody was there.
Except me. No, I remember.
Did you not get that invite?
I was not asked back like maybe 6 months before.
How come? Did you hear? Did Michael Cox ever tell you why?
Michael Cox told me, he's like, I don't know, you could have parted your hair the wrong direction.
It's true. There was sometimes no rhyme or reason.
But I did kind of like feel so, I'm so grateful that Chelsea put me on the show.
Me too,
it's so crazy that she did. I mean, it's absolutely insane. There's like, I was just some like nearly an open micer, blonde, like I was like her, you know?
Yeah, but you were a real person. This is what she responds to. I'll tell you something right now. In the history of comedy.
Chelsea, I'm coming for you. I'm back in your life soon. Just get ready.
By the way, I'm going to see her in Vegas tomorrow night at the Mirage.
Oh shit, the Mirage.
Yeah.
That's so cool.
But in the history of comedy, I would say the 3 people who have done the most.
Tell her something.
Tell her what?
Just tell her something.
Okay, well.
Tell her to come on AnnieWood.
I'm sure she loves you, dude.
I have but I never had like a relationship with her at all off camera. I was so scared of her. I was like Medusa scared. Like I was like, I don't think you can make eye contact. I'm like, but then Michael Cox would have me in such a fucking pretzel. He'd be like, don't look her directly in the eye, but look at her, but don't interrupt like this line, interrupt this line, and then jump in and do this. And then sometimes he'd be like, all right, make sure you step in here. And then I would like step in and be like, why did you do that? I was like, I'm almost positive you told me to.
Yeah.
And then he'd be like, nobody wants you back, but I'm gonna have you on. Michael Cox, literally like, he'd be like, do it better like Sarah Tiana. And Sarah would be like standing there. I'm like, what? I'm not even on the panel with Sarah. I don't want to say how Sarah do.
Yo, I remember one panel Bobby Lee said something real dumb, and Chelsea made him get under the table for the rest of the show. She was like, tell your jokes on the rest. And he just fucking got under the table. She was such a boss, but she doesn't get enough credit. And Rogan gets a bunch of credit for what he's done for comics, and he should.
Yes.
But at a time when comedy was dead, she reintroduced stand-up. And not only did she reintroduce stand-up, she introduced it to a crowd that didn't know stand-up comedy. She brought people who had never been to stand-up comedy shows out.
And the way she kind of alphaed and picked at people was so funny. And it let people like use their skill set.
Yes.
You know, it like poked at you in the right way to like use your...
You know what else she did? Look, man, there are a lot of people who are reliving the past and saying bad shit about her. I have zero...
Are they?
I have zero bad things to say
publicly?
about her. I don't know if it's publicly.
Because I will say, there's one person I can think of from that panel that's not killing it right now. And I just know from their temperament, it's their own vibe level. But everyone's still killing it. It's like Christina P., Joe Coy, Bobby Lee,
Lonnie Love,
Whitney Cummings, Annie Lederman, Josh Wolf.
Fuck yeah. Listen, she allowed you
Fortune
to be whoever you wanted to be. And like, here's what I really respected about her. She didn't need to be the funny one. If the panel was going bad, she had it in her tool belt to take over and make it really funny. But the best ones where she did the topic and let it go. And she would laugh and maybe jump in. But her ego wasn't, I need to be the funny one.
When she would mispronounce shit and not retake it, I was like, this is the queen. Oh, she would just not stumble through things. She'd be like, it was so good.
I remember when the show first started, people were like, do you want to reshoot that? She was like, no, I'm not reshooting it. If I mispronounce or I mess up, this is life.
I know, you're right. It was so real.
But we did things on that show. We're all very lucky that E scrubbed the internet of that show.
Yes.
There were some, I'm not going to go over the sketches.
I'm not going to say SS trooper, but I'm going to say trooper outfits.
There was Nazi outfits. The things that we did to Chewy. We dressed Chewy
up.
But
Chewy did stuff to me. Not to speak ill of the past on. But Chewy, I leaned out like give him a hug. Tongue fully in my mouth. Like, you're tongue kissing me, my friend.
Annie, when he would take pictures with women, if you go back and look at a bunch of the pictures with him and Chelsea, can I stand up?
Yeah.
So she would be here and his hand would be here. When you see the pictures of him with women, his hand is
and those chubby little digits.
Oh my God.
Those thick little sausage fingers he had.
Before he passed, I saw him at a party at Ben Gleib's house. And
by the way, best parties. Why?
And by the way,
that is so
shout
fun.
out to Ben Gleib.
That is so fun.
Ben is the best. You know, his dad passed away.
No.
And he's so close to his dad. But it's so heartbreaking.
Ben is like
such a good dude.
Best hang.
And his parties,
they're so fun.
So amazing. But Chewy was at a party. And he goes, hey, I'm going to I'll see you in a couple of weeks. I'm doing the accent. Mm-hmm. I'm going to Tijuana. I'm getting a medical procedure.
Oh no.
And I was like, oh. He goes, they're doing it for me for free.
Stretching your legs?
And I go, what do you mean? He goes, it's going to make me younger, keep me young. I go, what are they, but what, like, do you know, he goes.
Also, I think you being younger is not the problem. You look quite young. You look awfully young.
He said to me, he goes,
a little older.
He goes, they're going to make me younger. And I go, but what are they going to do? He goes, it's a procedure. Like I was the dumb one. And I was like, okay, dude, but you don't know anything.
Is that how he died?
No. But he did come back and he was like, I feel better. It was one of those blood shaking things. Okay. You know where they shake your blood and put it back in you?
I have done that. Ozone therapy.
Right?
Yeah, I do it at the mall. You can do it at the mall.
Have you done it?
Yeah.
It's make you feel better?
I have no clue. I just go do what the rich people do. The minute I'm so hood rich. The minute I had money, I was like, I just went to these places like, do what the rich people do.
Yeah. What's the one that has worked the best for you?
I have no clue. I go get IVs all the time. You know what I actually love the most?
I like the cryo. And that's not rich people stuff, but I like it.
Cryo, I don't know has done anything, but I did like that we saw, Todd and I went into cryo together and it like frosted our eyelashes and stuff, and it
Yeah.
felt like we were getting old together. It was so cute. Like I'll never see him looking old in my lifetime. So
No, he's Asian. He's never gonna look old.
He's never gonna look old. But
actually, that's not true. Asian people are like Jews. We
It
look
happens.
good until like
It
one day you're gonna
happens.
you look great, and the next day you're gonna wake up and you're like, are you Mr. Miyagi? Like, how fast did that happen? Jewish people, we look good, and then one day you're like, you are an old Jew, my friend.
do you know what I remember you saying on Chelsea once when I was there? You were like, Jewish is the only thing that you can say someone's Jewish. They go, I am not.
Yeah, they get offended.
Yeah,
Not only that,
because I'm not.
when
I am,
people
but I'm not.
say to me, you don't look Jewish.
It's so rude.
Like, I know what you're saying to me. First of
Yeah.
all, I take it as it intended, as a compliment.
Everyone
so thank
always
you.
is like, you look Jewish. Everyone is always like, you look Jewish. I'm like, I do.
You're like, fuck you. I know how you mean. I know
Yeah.
what you're saying. You look Jewish. That
Yeah.
is not like intended to be like, you're basically saying you don't look like you have the biggest fucking
You
nose.
don't look,
Your
yeah.
face doesn't look like a melted candle. Do you know what I mean?
You don't have gefilte fish falling out of your mouth.
You have lips. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's such a, that it's crazy that people say that like a compliment,
Yeah.
but it's not, but it is.
Most compliments, you have to just go, I am just going to take what this person
Yeah.
is saying and say thank you. Because like I've had, there was a club owner recently that was like, wow, like you are so good. Like she was like, wow, you're so good. Like it's so nice to see someone up there that you can just trust, that I know that you're such a professional that anything can happen and you're going to be able to handle it. She was so excellent. I never see women like that. And you're like, what? And it was a female. It's like,
Yeah.
I'm like, and then I was like, you know what? I'm just going to take the compliment. And that's great. Thank you so much. I do feel confident that I'm able to take any situation and
Yeah.
I do feel strong on stage, and I need to take that compliment rather than the insult of my entire gender. Cause I am
Yeah.
like so tired of this women aren't funny thing.
It's ridiculous.
And I'm just, it's like, guys,
What's the woman's name? Hannah.
Burner.
Oh my God. I fucking love her.
Yeah. She's awesome. She has a podcast with her friend. They were reality stars.
Yeah.
She has a
was?
podcast. Yeah. She
On
was
what
on
show?
Summer House.
I don't know what that is.
So I don't know what it is either, but
I have such an online crush on her.
she's so funny. But you know what it is too? Because I was looking at because she really shot up fast.
Yeah.
And I was like, I was talking to Todd about it the other day. I was like, you know what the thing is about Hannah is I can't imagine her holding on to a negative
Yeah.
feeling. I mean, I don't know her I know her pretty well, but I just have never hung out with her where she seems like she would like dwell in a negative emotion. Like
Yeah.
she's really just like,
I love her
she's
vibe.
like a puppy. She's
Yeah.
like happy, you know?
It's such a fun.
And I think you can succeed so fast in this business if you really just focus on the laughs and the fun and stuff. And she, but so she has this podcast with her friend, and I've just seen clips and stuff because I'm recording podcasts all day, so I can't
Right.
really listen to them. But her and her friend, it's called Giggly Squad, and they're just laughing. It's like
I love
so
that.
funny. Jessie May and Carly Acquillo.
Yeah.
They do that too, where it's like, I'm just like crying, laughing. I'm like, they haven't even said a word. It's just, they've just caught the giggles with
It's-
each other. And it's just pure joy.
To me, it's the Jimmy Fallon experience,
Yeah.
which is, I don't know that anything he's doing is breaking down walls and barriers, but you're watching people have fun.
Yeah.
And there's something as human beings, I like watching someone have fun.
Yep.
Like, do you know what I mean? So they're
And some
just,
people don't, right?
Nope, but I do. You're
Yeah.
playing games, you're laughing, you're being
Yes.
silly. I'm not going to do 8-hour marathon, but
Yeah.
I'm on board for watching that.
Yes.
As far as like the cynicism and shit like that, I don't need it. I don't need it all the time.
It's
you know?
just old, low vibes. Like, if I'm feeling anything negative, it's like, this got to go. Cause I mean, I've really been working on that where I'm just like, especially with the cluster headaches, I'm like, Todd and I kind of came to the conclusion that like, I'm just always fighting. There's always
Yeah.
some fight. I always feel like I need to be like defending myself or whatever. And I'm just doing everything in my power to just eliminate that.
Yeah.
Cause it's like, it's just holding myself back.
Do you know, one night I was on mushrooms, and so that 1.5 grams to 2 grams is such a therapeutic dose for me.
Yes. Imagine you're,
And so
In your cluster.
sometimes what I do is get under my covers, and just start
Just
thinking.
fart.
I'll
just Dutch oven my
myself.
ass,
Yeah,
fucking
it's actually called
Dutch
when I do
oven
it.
my
It's a
suicide.
it's a Jew oven, which is a lot more dangerous.
He's schwitzing again.
yeah.
He can't stop schwitzing.
But I was going on this trip, and I was really mostly interested in why I'm done with holding on to these things in my life.
Yeah.
And so I was under the covers, and I go on these tiny little journeys, and I come out, right? And I pop my head out from under the covers, and out loud I said, I forgive you. And I hope you all can forgive me. Because in that little journey, I had decided I'm not hanging on to anything with anyone anymore because it's not
and then
doing me
Freddie
any
Prinze
good.
Jr. popped in and went, no.
Yeah. Say no. I don't forgive you for that. But it was such a freeing moment, where I was like, yeah, I'm not holding on to this shit anymore, because it does zero good for you to be like 20 years ago, this person. Do you know what I mean?
Josh, I was mad at my friend from high school until like a year ago. I realized I was like, I'm mad at a 16-year-old. Like I'm a grown woman mad at a child.
Yeah.
I mean, it's insane. And then I would like try to fight it, right? I'd be like, yeah, but what she did was like pretty fucked up. She told the police I was like, I'm like, and then I'm justifying and stuff. It's like, yes, but when this is like a cartoon, this is a child. Like, who gives a shit?
Who gives a fuck?
And I've been realizing today, I was talking to my shaman, I had a little meeting with my shaman, and I was thinking about some of like the grudges I've been releasing and stuff. What I need to do in my life is find humor in the fact that we're all different. We all have different values. We all come at things differently. Like there's people that I work with or I see or whatever, I'm in this weird comedy game with, that operate in the exact opposite way of me. And rather than me thinking that the way I think is best for them, just trust that that's best for them and find how funny it is that we are fucking nothing alike. You know what I mean? Like that's funny.
Yeah.
You watch people like manipulating you. It's like, that's funny that this person is trying to manipulate me right now. It's not like, fuck you, you're trying to manipulate me. It's like, that's funny.
Yeah.
It's hilarious. This is how you do
like
things.
when you finally get to a point where you're like, yeah, you know what? This is your journey.
Yeah.
You get to do whatever choice you want to make that's none of my fucking business. It's none of my business.
But to just be battling people, it's just like, they don't even know you're in a fight.
They're not thinking about you
They
at
have
all.
and even if they are, like, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Ew, you're thinking about me, but I'm the right one. How could you be thinking about me?
Yeah.
I'm right, you're wrong.
Yeah. It's like such a freeing spot to be in where you're like, yeah, I don't give a fuck how you want to do that.
Do you listen to Abraham Hicks?
No.
Oh, you'll love. Abraham Hicks is like,
have you jumped off a gym?
I'm not off. I love Jim. Jim gave me.
Me too.
Jim gave me everything and more, and I love him. But I just needed to get out of a structure, because what happens is I'll end up like, I mean, Todd was like, you have to stop doing like.
Abraham Hicks sounds like a vice president.
Abraham Hicks.
Was he not?
It's actually so much crazier and more woo woo.
Yeah.
Okay, so Abraham Hicks
We're at
is.
an hour and 40.
What time is it right now?
It is almost 1.
Oh, I got to be somewhere 1:15.
All right, we'll get out of here in a second. I will say I love Jim Fortin, do Jim Fortin stuff. I just had to
I did too, by the way.
I did his transformational coaching program 4 times, and I was like, I got to stop. It's like when I went to AA, like I can't be in the same structure all the time, but I absolutely love him. I will never not be a follower and a lover of Jim.
He was the perfect person to give me that push.
He was I mean, he changed my life. Like literally go do Jim Fortin's thing. And I also met my hypnotist, Mary Lou Rodriguez, through him. I met it's just, he absorbs the right people.
Yeah.
He collects the right people. And he says a lot of the things. Like there's things I've heard that he said, but none of them were brought together the way he said with his special take on them at the exact time I absolutely needed to hear them. He's a king. He's the best. I love him. But Abraham Hicks, I just listened to. I don't know her. I don't.
Podcast?
Yeah. It's more like she has books. So, okay. So it's this woman, Esther Hicks, and her husband, Jerry Hicks. And Esther realized she could channel these. I mean, it sounds so crazy. It's so good though. And listen, this is my shamani segment of the show. it's like all about like living in the vortex and manifestation. So she's channeling these. Abraham is like the name of the guides.
Okay.
And so she's speaking through, and it's like, this girl don't miss a beat. She's funny. She's so great. So like online, you can find a million. If you just look at Abraham Hicks, you can find videos. They like animate them and stuff. But it's all about like being in the vortex. And every time you cast out something you want, even when you have a bad day, you're learning what you don't want. So it's like, all right, I was late. I don't like being late. I want to manifest that I'm early or whatever. I mean, that's a bad example, but, or I didn't sell at a club. Now I know I really want to sell at a club, you know? So you cast that manifestation out, and then that's just the first step. And then the universe is like wanting to give it back to you, but you have to be available to accept it. So it's about like meditation and stuff like that. But she just coaches people online, and it's really,
I'm definitely going to give that a shot.
It's so cute. You're going to love it. I love this lady.
Beth took me to this Reiki woman.
Reiki's cool.
Who was, first of all, I'd never done Reiki.
Because you don't want to believe it. You're like, what the hell is this shit? You're not even touching me. I need a massage. Get in there.
That's right. First of all, when I walked in and she goes, make this table, and I started to take my clothes off. She goes, what are you doing? I go, she goes,
you're like, can you hold my dick when I pee?
Yeah.
This is my thing.
I was like, it's a massage, right? She was like, not that type of massage. She was like, clothes on. I go, oh, okay.
You're like, hold on, I have a black hooded shawl I need to put on. This is an inside joke. He walked in something insane. It literally looked like
I look
like death had come to take me, but death is into guys. Who knew? The Grim Reaper is into rim jobs.
Like maybe I had a bow and arrow under there too. But she told me some things that there's no way she should have known.
Yeah. Very
specific things about a car accident I was in. All this stuff.
Joey Diaz was driving.
Joe and I have, I've known him a long time.
I haven't seen him in so long. I haven't talked to him. I got to call him. I've not talked to him in so long.
I'm so happy for him.
I know I am happy for everyone that moved out of here. I think it was the right move for everyone.
Absolutely perfect. He gets to spend all the time with his daughter. Mm-hmm. He's doing his podcast.
You know that I did his last episode where at the end of the show, he started taking things off the wall. I was like, Joey, can I leave first? This is so sad. I was like, oh my God, everyone's leaving LA.
Lee Sayat has opened
He's
for me.
He's skinny now?
Yeah, he opened for me a couple times on the road. But I couldn't be happier. A couple people I couldn't be happier for, obviously Joey, Ryan Sickler. Just because like guys around my age who just kept swinging, and now at 50 you're starting, I have a lot of respect for that.
Yeah.
I have a whole lot of respect for that. I mean, you're almost 50. So I
am turning 40. No, my 40th birthday is far away.
Hit me.
I'm excited to turn 40. I've loved every year of my life. It's gotten so much cooler.
The 40s are great.
I'm excited.
The 40s, especially, listen, I will say this. To me, 40s are great and this is my
Your
personal
kids
opinion.
Already grew up.
If you found somebody that you want to 40 and still out chasing pussy or dick or whatever seems harder.
I just can't imagine.
It just seems difficult.
And I'm so happy for the people that's their journey.
Me too. But I don't have to, it seems exhausting.
I'm just thank God for Todd. Todd wants to go. You know, the things. I talk so much, it's like, chick, chick, they just turn off. All right, well, I don't know what we didn't finish, but it doesn't matter.
I think we started a lot of conversations, didn't finish them.
And then they'll come back. We'll finish them. But it's great. Chelsea, I'm coming. I love you.
And we're going to see her tomorrow night, I mean.
And congrats on the success of your show that you're definitely going to have tonight.
Thank you. And I am so happy for you.
Maybe I will come. I don't have a show tonight. Maybe I'll come.
I was going to ask about the hammer, but then
I'm a prop comic.
Oh.
It does kind of still hurt though. It's like a little rude. It's like annoying.
I was like, why does she have a full-on hammer?
These are real. This is brush knuckles. I mean, a paperweight.
I want to see what these look like.
My boy Orlando, thank you. Your skinny ass head. We have the opposite head issues.
Oh, we do.
I mean, you got to go get little kid glasses. I had to get clown glasses.
Oh, no. This is loose on my head, by the way.
It's so big on your head. They're loose on my head, too.
Okay.
Which has never happened to me in my life.
So do you baseball hats? Is that a tough look on you?
They go. They're all flat brim. But it's not even flat brim to the edge. It's like they're flat brim to here.
Yeah, but when I wear like any kind of that's not a baseball hat, I look like a sick kid. You know when people wear those brim hats?
Whitney, I'm always like, Whitney, you look like a kid that like
dude.
Kid who's like a kid with cancer that's doing his last little league tour.
If I wear one of those flat rim like long, people get on their knee like, come on, little buddy, come here, buddy, you okay? You feeling all right? I'm so happy for you. I'm so happy that we could sit down and talk.
This was so good. I love you.
I love talking to you. I love you. Listen, dude.
He's the best, right?
Yeah. Fuck yeah. We'll all stream it up in Vegas.
Yay. All right, you guys. Do you have any dates or anything? This is going to come out not next Thursday, Thursday after. You don't need, you fucking sell out.
ComedianJoshWolf.com.
He sells out. He's killing it.
Yeah.
It's crazy. It's so
Everything's
awesome.
out there. But
It's so
we've been
good.
selling tickets, so.
Yes. All right. Love you guys. Peace.
Peace.
We really do. We love each other.
It's the meat and potatoes.
Welcome to AnnieWood. This is the land of the Stannies, Annies, and Fannies, and all of the Seeper nannies. Yeah, welcome to AnnieWood. This is the land of the Stannies, Annies, and Fannies, and all of the Seeper nannies. I'm gonna ayahuasca. I'm about to prosper. Blingy on my drinky, and Randy is living proper. Protector of the sick, she never let her fishes die. Never known to tell a lie, she even fixed Todd's eyes. Shout out to the slugs, shout out Woody's too. Shout out Esther and Kalila and the AnnieWood crew. Cause this is AnnieWood, you know that this is how I'm living. Real and never pretending shit, you know that it's a gift. Welcome to AnnieWood. This is the land of the Stannies, Annies, and Fannies, and all of the Seeper nannies.